but also just two powerful forces coming together and making a banger of results. You know, we don't even notice, but everybody needs somebody.
Someone.
That's my point.
We all have our own unique skills, and we learn how to bring our skills together. We can be a powerhouse.
I'm not talking about that kind of partnership. I'm talking about partnerships that are willing to help each other.
Because we don't want to see each other win. You know, we look at each other as competition.
People will run out of salt, people run out of sugar, out of rice, out of whatever. Vice versa, we would go to the neighbor would come to us. And there would be no shame in that.
No, because there's some people that they want a whole bunch of support, but they don't support no one. We need more Elon Musk. That's not his mentality.
We don't need more Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not the smartest. Elon Musk just hires smart people. Let's chill. Sanbonani. Good day. Hello. Namaste. Oh, and hola. Welcome everyone once again to another episode of the Chaplin Chillers. So today we just want to touch on something very critical that we see really happening around Black and Brown communities. Because I think the white communities and the Asians, they got this on lockdown.
Yes.
They really understand the power of supporting each other, the power of community. So as much as we're not saying that all Black people and brown people don't support each other, but we just want to point it out to those who feel that why should I, support them? If I support her, I'll empower her. I'll make her wealthier than I am. I'll make her better off than I am. I think we can learn a thing or two from our Asian brothers and sisters.
Yes.
A thing or two from our Jewish brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Because I really admire how they do it. You go to an Asian community, listen, they support each other. They understand that it is very important for the money to be circulated within first before it actually goes out of the community. Yes, they'll go to a few stores here and there who are not their racial belonging, if I could put it that way. Mm-hmm. But guess where they start? At home.
At home.
Within.
So
we're going to touch on this. It's a bit of a tricky subject. Yes, some people may disagree with us, but this is what from our perspective, from what we have seen, and I'm believing many people have seen what we are talking about. So we understand the importance of community and how if we come together, we can actually uplift each other and grow together and become a very united front. Mm-hmm. Become a united community society, and nothing can break us. I think what's breaking Black and Brown communities a lot is that we're not united.
We're not united, yeah.
It's easy for people to come within and divide us because we sell each other out.
Yes.
We snitch on each other.
Yes.
Right? We sell each other out. We don't hold each other accountable. Mm-hmm. We don't support each other in any way. And I'm not talking 100% of the people. Do you understand? I'm talking a nice amount of people, a majority of the people. But we have that good minority who see why we should be there for each other. I always say this.
Yes.
Come with me while I'm still taking the bus.
Yes. Yeah. You always
because when I'm taking the limo, I won't know you. Trust and believe, I will not know you. All right. So that is we just want to highlight the significance of fostering the sense of togetherness and how we can contribute in our own communities and working together and achieving common goals. All right. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I hope you're going to enjoy this subject matter, and please contribute in our chat through the chat section. And if you really like what we bring forth to you, please do like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And also not just on the our YouTube channel, but also on our audio platforms. Please do go there and check us out. We are on all audio platforms, but not forgetting the people who like to share stuff. Share us too. Share. Go around, share. Whatever you can take a clip from this and you can just share whatever that really that you aligned with, that you felt, resonated with you. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this.
But I do want to say something too, because it's very important when we begin to discuss this topic, right? We have to have the right frame of mind. We have to begin to change our mindset from what we used to know and how we used to become, so that we can be. And this is what this podcast is trying to do, is help us to develop a mindset of working together, building each other up. And so, yeah, definitely, let's begin to change our mindset, because two is better than one. The scripture said it perfectly. Two is better than one, so that when one is down, the other one can be lifted up. So let's change our mindset and begin to support one another, help each other up, because like my wife said, when we are united, we can be powerful.
Yeah. And I think it goes into this very first point in collaboration. There's power in collaboration. Often people, once they're up there and got the resources and managed to get up the ladder, they don't want to come back and pull other people up. And remember, collaboration is not about having somebody higher up helping somebody down there. Yes, that too. It helps, because already you've maneuvered your way up somehow. Somebody might have helped you as well. But also just two powerful forces coming together and making a banger of results. Like LJ said, two is better than one. So if you come in with your skills and expertise, I come in with my skills and expertise, you can imagine what we can bring forth. So I'm one person who believes in collaboration, but you see, most people don't want to collaborate with people who have not made it yet. If we would go to a podcast who has 100,000 subscribers, 800,000, etc., they would not want to collaborate with us, because they will feel like we want to make them their stepping stone, make them our stepping stones. That's their belief, right? Some people. Most of them, forgetting that they also there through somebody helped them to accelerate. You know what I mean? Somebody helped them to rise up. We all have destiny helpers. Sometimes they come in ways that we don't even notice, but everybody needs somebody. Someone. That's my point.
Yes, but sometimes as well, when some people, I'm playing devil advocate, because I know sometimes when you network with someone, or you collaborate, maybe like because we are podcasting, right? We're a podcast, and you network with maybe another podcast that had the reach, that had the audience, and they of course they might ask for more a percentage of your shares or your revenue or whatever. And sometimes, and this is why you got to know the art.
But why ask that when somebody helped you as well? You know what I mean? Everybody's given a platform by someone. Some of the smaller channels, for example, or the smaller fishers in the business might not know the right doors to knock on, or might not know the right people. Have you heard of the term nepotism? Where you have to know someone. This is big in Africa. You have to know someone in order to get something. And when you don't know anybody, you get nothing.
Yes.
I think that's a bit unfair, and I think that's one of the reasons that chased me away from South Africa, is that I knew that I qualified for certain jobs. I knew it academically. I knew experience-wise, but I was not the right candidate, because I was not financially linked with that person, or socially linked with the person, or family linked with the person who hires or has the power to hire. You know what I mean? And that actually goes down into even business. That's why even like government tenders, government I don't know what you call them in America. Contracts, yes. That's why they're mostly in the third world countries are gotten by people who know people. You can't just ordinarily apply and get it out of merit. You know what I mean? So I want to dispute what you just said in a sense that why want a percentage with somebody who doesn't have it? You don't have it. You're trying to build. Aren't you my brother's keeper or sister's keeper? That we're gonna help you to get to not to get you to our standard, but to get you somewhere, get you off the ground, make it easier for you because you have done it already and you've made it.
Yeah, but what I want to say, that's why it's very critical that we know the art of negotiation, as well as partnership. Because sometimes if you just starting and you want to link up with somebody, because you will be getting their audience, they reach, so that's how you will get more known. Now, when you understand partnership and negotiation, there's nothing wrong with networking or even collaborate with somebody, and maybe maybe for a period of time. You might have to, it's called skin in the game. You have to put some skin in the game sometimes because, we're going to get to the point later, but of course skin in the game where we are, but like I say, because sometimes these network, they want like 60% of your podcast, 80%. And this is why we talked about before in partnership, you got to know what you want out of it. So that you're like, if that's too high for you, you're like, okay, no, that's okay. But another thing too, that they don't have to, another thing people are doing is licensing their material, license certain things for a period of time so that they can get known or they can work with one another. Because we even see it with like the, we don't want to, like with the Kanye and Adidas, maybe, okay, you want to work with somebody or you want to leverage their platform so that it help you get more exposure. But, knowing, okay, you know what? Yeah, they might be asking 70%, but I'm not willing to give you 70%. I license my content.
This is like Shark Tank. Yes, they give you the exposure and everything. And then they want like 80% of your business.
80%, yes.
And then this is my idea. This is my intellectual property. You're going to give me a couple of thousands or a couple of millions, which we'll make in no time because you see that this business has good potential. So you're not helping me in any way. You're feeding off my need or my desire. I'm not talking about that kind of partnership. I'm talking about partnerships that are willing to help each other.
Yes.
The bigger guys helping the smaller guys. The bigger guys helping the guys who are still struggling in the middle, who can't break through. Because there are certain times where you're trying, but you're just not breaking through. You need someone from above to come help pull you up. You know what I mean? I'm talking about those guys. I'm not talking about the selfish people who think that because they've made it, they can make more out of you. No. Let's not be that kind of community. Because trust and believe, if you go to these communities who've made it, they believe in helping the smaller people.
Yes.
Because when we help the smaller people, we won't be finding people who are begging. We won't be finding homeless people. Everybody will be able to fend for themselves.
Yes. And another thing too, not you saying the big guys help the smaller guys, because we talk about collaborating. Even the smaller people help the smaller people. We all come together. If we working together to achieve one goal. It's power in numbers. So even though, because sometimes even the smaller people, they feel like, no, I'm gonna go with the person that's big. So so even with the big people,
they will look down on
look down on another small person. So even looking down on somebody small when you're small, and not understand that it doesn't matter if you're big or small, when we all able to work together for one common purpose, because we all have our own unique skills, and we learn how to bring our skills together, we can be a powerhouse.
That's so true.
we can be dynamic with together when we learn how to work together, or we learn how to support one another. Maybe you have a business and I have a business, or I have a podcast and you have a podcast, and you subscribe to our podcast, we subscribe to your podcast, and this is how we collect. Because even like with myself, there's a lot of podcasts that I listen to just to support. Some podcasts are like, it don't interest me, but because I'm like, I want to support, and some things I do, I look for ways how can I learn through that podcast, even though a lot of the things that they say sometimes don't interest me, but because but I still play it, I still like it and do all the things, and I follow it sometimes, because sometimes they do have some good things. But it's about supporting one another, because I understand, that numbers and can go a long way.
Yeah.
You know, it can help with the algorithm. So yeah, but it's about collaborating with everyone and supporting one another. So that it doesn't matter if you're small, big. You know, it's about working together, because that will build lasting relationships. When we work together, you're building relationships. You building trust. So you know, it's about that collaboration, because you got to understand something. And this I'm talking about this. We got to begin to change our mindset of that crime mentality. You know, I wash your back, you wash mine. You know how it is, especially in the black and brown community. A lot of time we have that mentality.
And I find it that more rife in this country. You know, being a person who comes from South Africa or Africa, I know we are very communal society, yes, where I would never go hungry when I have a neighbor, ever. Like, I remember growing up, you know, people will run out of salt, people run out of sugar, out of rice, out of whatever. Vice versa, we would go to the neighbor would come to us. Mm-hmm. And there would be no shame in that. Yes. You know, because we are one. My child would go in need of, or you find my child doing something on the street that is not right. I have the responsibility to discipline that child, even if that's not my biological child. Yes. Because we roll like that. We are family. Family, yes. But when you come to a capitalist country like this, things are so different. It's yes, to each their own. Mm-hmm. You know, you can go without groceries and not be able to go to your neighbor and say, hey, can you spare me some? Yeah,
you know what though? We used to be like that years ago with the community, and you know, where you know, you better not do that, because you know, not only would your mother get you, but there's somebody, another person, maybe your neighbor, would be able to chastise you. You know, I think television, media, all that kind of stuff.
And these rights.
Yeah, these rights. It's trying to, you know, now we like, you know what, you better not touch my child. You know, don't hit my child. But back in the days, you know, if you did something wrong, that neighbor had every right, because he or he was an elder, and so they had every right to discipline your children.
But what about sharing? Because I know in this country,
yeah, sharing
one
too.
would go hungry.
Yeah, we used to. And I think some people still have that share, but majority of the people, like I said, they developed this mentality. You know, you watch my back, because we don't want to see each other win. You know, we look at each other as competition.
Yes, that's the word.
We look at each other as competition, instead of seeing at each other as equal, or helping or pushing one another up. Like you said, back in the days in the community, you know, they had this thing is in the African culture, you know, that they had this thing that when one make it, you had to come back and help other people out. And so and while that person going up, everyone that they helping that individual, they pushing that individual to go up, because they know if that person go up, they're gonna come back as well, because they know they're obligated. They know they gotta come back
as well.
Yeah, they gotta come back and support them and support the family.
Africa too, but I pray that they don't change to an extent with what I'm seeing in the
United States.
But you know, you can still rely on your neighbor. You can still rely on your community for assistance, and you will never go hungry. That's one thing I know. You'll never go hungry, because you'll always have somebody who has your back.
Yeah, and like I said, if we begin to see that, like, okay, you know what? When we don't see each other as competition, when we're able to help each other win and help each other get to the next level, then guess what? As more and more, and more of us begin to go up and grow up, then guess what? That means there's more opportunities for each and for us, and more opportunities, you know, and so, you know, the reason why, you know, there's not a lot of opportunity, and then we cry, say, oh, there's no jobs, and you know, and this and that, and we crying that there's no opportunities and all this kind of stuff, and you know, and the reason why we cry when black and brown men don't get jobs, and even in the NFL, like coaches. Why? Because a lot of these owners and businesses is white owned,
and they will help their
and they will help their own. The first one that's gonna get the job is their own. It's not by. They don't do it on purpose. sometimes they do it like because they relate more with them. And so when you relate more with the individual, the first person you're gonna go to is the person you relate with.
Absolutely.
And so this is why when we if let's say a black and brown black person on the NFL team, guess what? The first thing we're gonna hire people that we relate with. Even in our businesses, so the first people we're gonna hire is the people that we relate with. Why? Because we understand the struggle, we understand the things that we went through. So the first person they know our lingo, they know our swag, they know our style, and all the things and all these kind of things. So who we gonna hire or who we gonna get is the person that we relate with. And so we can't see each other as competition. We can't have this mentality, this crab mentality, and we put it down syndrome because see, and the thing is,
and it's sad that now it's actually pull down syndrome. Before it used to be pull her down because it was woman against woman.
Yeah, woman against
now even men do it, and you're like, man, you can do better than this. But anyways, going to our next point about.
But I also want to say that with the pulling it down, because it's not only black and brown, we do have even other nationalities that do that as well. But we see it more in the black and brown community, and we have to begin to change that mindset and not see each other as a competitor. I'm always saying this: we all can win. Every last one is to win. We all have a tribe. We all have sheep, and guess what? The scriptures say, "My sheep hear my voice, and a stranger that will follow." But can I tell you, you have a sheep that I can draw. Even though we listen to a podcast, that's why we encourage you to start a podcast. That's why we encourage you to start a business. Because the people who I can attract, the people who that follow me might not like you, but the people that follow me might want that more follow you. So you have a sheep, and those that are listening might don't want to rock with me or might don't like me, but they like you.
That's
and
true.
So your sheep hear your voice, and we all have sheep, and we all can win. Collaboration beats competition. Yes.
Yeah, and then I guess once you've collaborated, then now you're in this community, and we say buy back into your community, right? Without asking for a discount.
Yes.
Because you can come in and support me, then you'll be like, but can you give me one extra for free? Like, no, it's a business.
It's a business.
If I give you extra, then it means that you're not seeing this as a business, unless I offer, but if you're coming with the mindset of that, I'm coming to my cousin, I'm coming to my other black or brown brother, then I'll get a discount. Are you not trying to build me up here? Because if you're asking for a discount, then you're not wanting me to win. You're not wanting me to get those profits.
Yes, and here's the thing. We're saying buy back into your community, buy back and supporting your black and brown, your counterpart, the person you're equal, the person that looks like you, and not asking for discount. Because when you go to Nordstrom, you ain't gonna ask them for no discount.
I'll go in the sales rack.
Yeah, that's the only way. You go to a sales rack, but you're not gonna ask them for a discount.
That's true.
When you go to a store, whatever store you can think of, you ain't gonna or if you go to a different race, you ain't gonna ask them for a discount. But why, when it comes to us, we want to ask each other for a discount?
Because you think you can, and because you think they owe you. I don't have to support them. No, you don't have to support us.
No.
But it would be nice if you do. And if you do, remember, I'll also remember you when I'm higher up and say, hey, this person really supported me when I was going through it, when I was starting up. They need help too. Let me lend them a hand. That's how it goes.
Yeah, the golden rule: do unto others as you want to be done to you.
Yeah, and it breaks my heart to see us not supporting each other. I was saying to a friend the other time that I've been doing collabs, with on anthologies with books lately, because I realized that when I was doing a solo book, I didn't really have any support. I had very few people who really, wanted to support me genuinely. And I feel like even now with anthologies, I've been making bestseller with all these 3 anthologies because I'm working with other people who probably are getting support somewhere. And you ask yourself, why people are not supporting you when you support them and go all out? I mean, there are people that you go all out to support, but they would not even Even when they have, they would not even. So it is a heartbreaking thing in our community that we feel like, why should I support her? Because I'll make her better. Let's just drill it in each other's mind, in our children's minds, that it's okay to support somebody else. It doesn't dim your light.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make you any weaker.
Yeah, we're all getting better. Because like I said, when one person wins, we're able to come back and get that person. But even like with collaborating, right? When we collaborated on this book together, everyone was able to win. Everyone was able to accomplish a goal, with each other. So that's the power of collaborating. Because because it's power in numbers.
Yeah.
If you did it on your own,
made it bestseller.
It probably wouldn't have made it bestseller. But because you collaborated with somebody else, one person's ahead, but that's okay.
And the beautiful part about our latest collab, our latest anthology, is that there was a mixture of races. There was also white people.
Yes.
And white people, they have each other's back.
Yes.
So probably bestseller, we're going to throw them white folks. Who knows? Because there has to be a certain number of purchases that are made within a specific time. For you to actually hit that bestseller thing. So I think, anthologies are a powerful collab lately. Because people are not just doing it on books only, they're doing it even in stores.
Yeah, stores.
It's like black owned or black made stuff, and they're doing it through like various things. Because even like taking your kid to school, that's I believe that's a collab.
Mm-hmm.
When you say, instead of we all driving the kids to school in
one person drive,
we do like a
pool.
Yeah, that's a collab.
We're
helping each other out. This week it's Miss Chaplin's turn. Next week it's Miss Ruff's turn. The other week it's Miss Smith's turn. You know what I mean? And that helps. It takes a load off certain parents' plate. That's another collab we talk about. It doesn't have to necessarily be monetary. And the funny thing is that people who really want to be supported, they don't support.
Yeah.
But they expect the support. And that's why I always check myself.
The leeches.
I always check myself, am I supporting?
Yes.
Since I expect the support.
Yes.
And I always try to do my best. If I have it, I do it. If I don't have it, then I don't have it. But if I have it, I do it.
Yeah, because and that's critical, because if we're gonna talk about it, you definitely it's a two-way communication. We can say, oh, support us, and then when the tables turn, we're not supporting one another, because there's some people that they want a whole bunch of support, but they don't support no one. So
that'll be the first one to send you them links.
Yeah.
That'll be the first one to send you them Cash App. Whatever Cash App. What is it?
The Cash App sign.
The Cash Apps. And you'll be like, but this person, they don't even acknowledge anything that I do. Nothing. I don't even get a like. And then you'll be hearing them saying, oh yeah, I saw your post. They're like, but you didn't even acknowledge that publicly. Because I think that's another problem. People don't want to be seen supporting you publicly.
Yes.
Because I have a lot of people inbox me and say, oh, I like what you're doing. Why didn't you say it in public? What are you trying to hide? You don't want to be seen as associating with me. But trust and believe, once I make it, you're going to be, oh, she's my friend. Oh, she's like this. Let's change that.
Yeah, and the crazy part, because I heard a podcast recently of someone who was building, right? And when the person was building, the only time he was building, he was making money, and he was trying to get them to help, right? He was like, oh, let's do this together. Let's come on. I'm gonna show you how I'm doing it, all that kind of stuff. But when he was doing it before he got on social media and things like that, before it was popular, he was making money on, and before this thing was popular and everyone wanted to do it, they didn't want to join. They said, nah, that's okay. That's on you. But now, because he's doing a lot, he involved with this thing, he involved with this thing, and now they want to come to him and like, you know what? Can you help me out? Can you show me? But now I don't have that much time when I was trying to help him.
I actually see see that even with me being abroad,
Yeah.
having people back home who always when something that requires someone abroad that they can get help from, they remember, oh, we know a Caesar.
We know Caesar.
But when it's like just fair play and you could have a potential of supporting me in any way, even if it's just a like or a comment or sharing one of my videos, they wouldn't dare. But when they need someone who's overseas and can help them, guess who they remember? Poor old me. And I help where I can.
Yes.
I do. Wholeheartedly, knowing very well, but you know, I asked you for a favor before and you blue ticked me, you didn't even respond.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna play like that. I'm not gonna do what you did to me. I will turn around and show you that people are meant to be helped.
Yes. People are meant to be helped. So yeah, definitely, we gotta learn to buy back and supporting one another, because, like I said, when we develop this mentality, when we develop this culture of helping one another, I'm telling you, because guess what? We need more people that's in software development. You know, right now technology is a huge
popping.
market, popping, and guess what? We need more of us building apps, developing software, operations.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Coding.
Yeah, we need
cybersecurity.
Yeah, we need more doctors and lawyers. We need more science data and all the different even technology people. Like, we need more Elon Musk.
No.
That's not his mentality.
We don't need more Elon Musk.
But I'm talking about his smarts. I'm talking about his smarts.
Elon Musk is not the smartest. Elon Musk just hires smart people.
Well, yeah, working together, collaborate. But that's the thing, you know, because here's the thing, right? When we work together, you don't have to be the smartest one in the room. But guess what? When you got other people that's smart as well, and they feel, it makes you look smart.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we definitely want to talk about buy back into the community and supporting one another.
And not expecting a
And
discount.
not
or freebie.
Yeah.
And through that, you know, we will be able to celebrate each other. And not tear each other down, because, you know, I always say it's always good to applaud when somebody is going through their wins. Applaud for them. Be genuinely happy for them, because guess what? The universe is looking and watching and listening. And when it's your turn, you will expect people to applaud for you and be happy for you. You know,
Yes.
You'll expect people to support you. So if you expect it, then do it to others. Simple as that. Celebrate other people. Celebrate their wins, because you want your wins to be celebrated too. And your wins are coming, because the universe understands that as you celebrate others, they'll celebrate you.
Yeah, and I agree with you. We gotta celebrate each other, because it not only encourage positivity, but it also inspire others to do it as well. You know, it's, when they see you winning, and when they see you supporting one another, they see you celebrate each other, it inspires them, one, to like, okay, I want to do that as well. And then also inspire other people, like, to be the cheerleader. It's okay to be the cheerleader for every now and then, because your day will come when you want people to be a cheerleader.
Absolutely.
When you want people to be a cheerleader for you. So yeah, let's celebrate each other, because it does inspire positivity, where, you know what, it's a great motivator to say, you know what, I want to do that. I want to do that as well. You know, I want to be that individual. You know, so Leah, let's begin to celebrate one another.
And it's always nice to see, like you said, people who look like you make it. Because it makes you feel like, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it too. I'm loving what I'm seeing lately, even in Disney, where they have like the young lady who's the black mermaid. Because we've never seen a black mermaid before. It's always been, you know, Caucasians. There's now, I think, a new black Tinkerbell that's coming along. You know, the little girls are inspired by that. And they feel like if there's a magical Tinkerbell who can be black, then I can be black.
Because look, I like that you did that, because for a long time, you know, when we seen only white people in these different things.
And it feels like it's only for
them. Yeah, it's impossible for us to do it because we don't see nobody, so we don't get inspired to pursue those different opportunities. You know, even like with President Barack Obama, when he became the president, it inspired other black and brown men and women, like, one day I can be a president because at least I see one person do it. And this is why we want to celebrate each other. This is why we want to support each other, because it goes a long way and inspire everyone to say, you know what, I can do that. If they done it, and they look like me, because remember, we relate with one another. A lot of us is from the same hood, we from the same community. Even though I might be in New Jersey and you're in California, you're in wherever, Chicago, or whatever. But if we from the hood, it goes. If the same thing happen in every hood.
It might not even be from the hood. Like if you see somebody who is your skin tone, in most cases, whether you're from the hood or from the suburbs, you still relate to them in one way or the other, and that still encourages you that it is possible.
But what I'm saying though, when you see that, like, cause the majority of us is like from the hood, you know, majority of it is from the hood, and when we and on the main thing I want to say, it doesn't matter where we from, all hood is the same.
It's possible.
All community, it's just a different zip code, but it's still the same. You know, in the hood. There's crime in every hood.
Because black is black. That's how the white people see us. They don't see like a better black or a bad black or whatever. You're still black. They still think you're still black.
Yes. But the thing is, when we celebrate one another, right? And when it inspire the next person that looks like you and say, you know what, I can be that. I can do that. When we see, you know, somebody else, you know, a billionaire, because exposure is everything. That's the key thing right there, exposure. When we start seeing other blacks making it big, when we start seeing other billionaires that's making it big, like billionaires and doing great things, then it inspires other people, like, you know what, I can do it too.
Absolutely.
Man, it's nothing impossible for me. And now you begin to go to work and see how you can play a part inside that community, how you can make a difference, you know, in that community. You can play a part because, you know, like, okay, you know what? Now I can use my gift in an area that can, so that somebody else will be inspired with somebody, and we can. It's that cycle. This is why we talk about buying back, because I said it before about the Jews. They have the philosophy 70%. Huh?
I said it.
But
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
but we said it before as well.
Yeah.
That 70% of their funds go back into their community, and 30% go outside of their community, and so that it can be recycled right back into the community.
Yeah.
So that's powerful.
And through that, you know, through all the above that we've mentioned, we'll learn to empower each other, you know, to greater heights. What does that mean? It means when I have a skill, like I said before, I can share it with the next person. I can mentor the next person to help them acquire that skill. Instead of me looking down upon them and saying, why do they do it that way? If I have the skill, just lend a hand and mentor in that half an hour that you have or whatever. But if they seek it, because sometimes them black folks, they want the easy way out. They want the easy way out.
Or they want to feel like, you know what? They want to feel like
for anything.
I ain't ask for anything. Or they don't want to feel like, you know what? I'm not gonna ask them for help because I don't want them to feel like pride. Man, pride is the death for everything. Your pride will kill you. It will destroy you because you're like, you know what? No, I don't want them to feel like, you know what, they helped me to get ahead. Yeah. It doesn't matter who.
But you know why? Because most people, when they help you, they'll always drop it in your face. I think that's why people are scared to reach out and ask for help, because you'll always have something. Oh, she's there because of me. Oh, I did this for them. They made it because there's no need. The Bible even tells us that what the left hand does, the right hand should not know. You know, but we make sure that the right hand knows, because they must know that I made Chaplin.
Yes.
I made it.
Yes, and it's okay if you did made it. It's okay. You know, and that's fine.
But what do you benefit from that? you telling the whole world that I made you.
Hey, you know what? Like the Bible also said, you know what? That's your reward.
I guess the Bible supports everyone.
No, but I guess he does reign on the just as well as the unjust. But you know what he said? You know what? You got some people that when they give, they want to be seen. And you got some people that do it quietly. So guess what? But it does say when you do a sin, you want to be open, you want everybody to know it. Then guess what? You got your reward.
Yeah.
But the greater reward is when you could do something and nobody know about it, or like you're not making say, oh, I helped this person. No, let the other person and say, you know what, I did this because of them.
Because people will will acknowledge you.
Acknowledge you, yes.
You know, if they're good enough people, they will acknowledge that.
Yes.
You know what? The honest truth is, I want to thank this person. I'm
Yes.
here because of this
I'm
person.
here because of this person.
And then you must be like Snoop as well and say, I thank me as well. I thank me. You know, I would not have done it if it wasn't for me. I stood the test of time. Thank you, me. I like how he does it.
Yeah, so definitely, let's begin to empower each other to greater heights, because it's definitely power in numbers, and when we're able to do that, great things to happen inside our community. We will see more black billionaires and presidents and software developers and CEOs and black owners inside the sports realm and whatever industry you want to be in. We want to inspire one another to do greater things, I love Jesus said, greater works you should do. We want to inspire each other to do greater works. Stop the fussing, stop the arguing, stop the competition, stop the crab mentality. Stop putting each other down. No, let's stop all that. Guess what? Because everyone can win. And we want to be inspired to do great works, to do great things. Why? Because there's greater works in you. There's greater works in you. But we do need, and we need each other to get there. I can't. It's power. Two is better than one. We can't live in an island. Guess what? You might be able to go. You might be able to go. You might be able to go. Oh my God! I'm looking for the quote, but you might be able to get there fast alone, but you to get there further together. When we learn to work together and build this relationship, we can go a lot further, and we can be inspired to do greater things. I can inspire when I look at these other people, and I'm saying, you know what? If they could do it, I could do it. I can inspire.
What's the game plan then?
Yeah.
On helping, on being on par with all what we said. It's identifying where the lack is.
Yes.
Where you can help. From what you've achieved and where you feel that you're an expert in or you have a strength in. Look around you. Help where you can.
Yes, help where you can.
Take a girl child to work. Take a boy child to work. Expose these kids to what they can become. Because sometimes we have this messed up society because they're not exposed. So what other game plans do you think we can bring in?
Well, look for ways how you can fit in.
Right.
Look for ways how you can educate yourself so that you can be one of the key players in the industry. Look for you see wherever you see lacking, like what, there's lack there. I can contribute my skill and educate myself so that I can fill the gap.
Right.
Look for a way how you see the gap, you identify the gap, and then you begin to educate yourself and learn how you can fill that gap, so that we can have more black and brown industry. Because, like I said, we need more. The more of us in it, the more we can grow, and the more we can support and help each other.
And that note, I also want to say, let the black and brown also learn to appreciate when somebody supports them or helps them,
Yes,
and not feel that they are entitled to them doing it. They don't have to.
They don't have to.
But they're doing it out of, wanting to see them do better. But also, I also want to say, like, every little thing that you do, like the small little actions that we do towards helping others, can bring a big impact.
Yes.
in individuals' lives or in society.
Yes, I agree with you. And I would like to say as well that this podcast is sponsored by the Next Opportunity Window. Are you tired of going at it alone? Because we're talking about, community. We're talking about working together, collaborating with one another. So, we don't have to do it alone. And so the Next Opportunity Window community is here to help. If you feel alone, you feel unsupported, you feel unappreciated, and you're alone right now, we are here to help. You don't have to do it alone. As a member, you will have access to exclusive resources, tools, and support to help you achieve your goals. So I say join us now and take the first step in investing in yourself. Take the first step in investing in yourself towards a brighter future with a supportive community. And so we like to say thank you. And watching this video, we appreciate it, and it's all about supporting one another, and we hope we're able to help you with this episode so that we can begin to identify areas of strengths and weakness, begin to identify what we can do to be a blessing or to support and help our community, to identify that mindset change that we need to have in order to help and support each other. And so we said, if you enjoyed this podcast, we said take a look at the next podcast that we have for you. We said take care, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.